My name is Bortles. I'm a principal accident reconstructionist at Kineticorp. As an accident reconstructionist, the $64,000 question is always, beyond the speed and positions of the vehicles. Why did this crash happen? What was the underlying cause? More and more frequently, the buzzword is distracted driving. Here at Kineticorp, we're starting to dive into what exact data elements that we could expect to find if we were to do a data acquisition from a cell phone. The obvious questions that we know the answer to, we're going to get whether or not you're placing calls. We are going to get whether or not you're sending or receiving text messages. The other data that we're starting to look into is navigation apps. Are you using Waze or maps to help guide you, and is that helping you drive the car, and specifically, is it giving us a time history of the vehicle? One of the interesting data elements that we're finding is a device event. So suppose somebody has their cell phone and it's on the dashboard and they receive a text. Everybody knows that your phone can switch from landscape to portrait mode depending on how you're holding it. So suppose that a text message comes in and you're curious, you want to take a look, you take a peek, and it changes from landscape to portrait mode as you're handling the device. The phone itself is tracking those events, and it could potentially be proof of interaction between the driver and that phone. Accident reconstruction used to be purely physical, tire marks on the road, scratches, deformation patterns. Then we start to get event data recorders, what the vehicle's recording. Can it tell us something about the severity of the crash? Can it tell us something about pre-crash events, how fast the vehicle was going, speed at impact, whether or not driver had applied the brakes or not. So that was the transition from purely a physical standpoint to more into the digital realm. As accident reconstructionists, the next step forward in this digital age is obviously as vehicles become more and more automated, or the vehicles are offering advanced driver assistance programs, lane departure warnings, adaptive cruise control, or the systems that are monitoring the headway between your vehicle and the other, maybe giving you an audible warning. Those systems have sensors like LiDAR and optical sensors that we're expecting to start to see the data come from that. Here at Kineticorp, we're committed to keeping pace with the rapidly evolving technological data and how it might be used to help us with our investigations and reconstructions.